Hello and welcome to Versus Live. I'm Ross Mary.
And I'm Corey Baumeister.
And we've got Rob in the booth. Say what's up, Rob.
What's up, Rob?
Rob will be taking all of your questions, comments, concerns, and burns in the chat. Make sure to tag at Star City Games so he can see them and send his favorites over to us. We are in post-ban standard world, exploring some of the decks that were good pre-ban, but should at least survive relatively intact. I'm in particular interested in just how much the new companion errata affects that rule.
Yeah.
So tried out Obosh. So far the companions have not looked particularly good.
Yeah.
And it's less that the companions themselves have gotten a ton worse, and more that they've gotten worse enough where it's probably not worth going to the effort of putting them in your deck, of meeting the restriction. Like you do need to get paid off to some degree. Now it's like, you have this extra card in your hand, but it's a really clunky card.
Yeah.
3 extra mana on top of where these cards were designed is a huge increase.
Agreed.
So for my final deck, as I said before the break, I'm trying out a deck that utilizes Umori as its companion, but isn't dependent on it in any way. I think the mono-red Obosh deck is pretty dependent on casting Obosh.
Yeah.
And Yorion decks really want to be casting Yorion when the game whittles down. That just never really happened in our first match against Team of Reclamation.
Yeah, and I think that's matchup dependent. Yorion is the only one I have hope for.
Yeah.
But the rest have just looked really bad. Yeah.
Well, we will see how Umori looks here. I'm not expecting great things out of the companion here in the last matchup, but the Simic Mutate deck is really powerful outside of the companion. Yeah,
this card is already like your worst card in your deck,
But this deck could thrive just because it's powerful and every other deck has gotten worse around it.
Yep.
Because you would be perfectly happy playing this 60 without the Umori, even though it's all creatures. Your sideboard then gets to change a lot. You don't have to be worried about having all creatures in the sideboard to meet the Umori clause.
Or your main deck could change, I could see some kind of counter neutralize being put into that deck or something. I think it's reasonable,
Some kind of interactive card, but the synergies with this Mutate deck are really powerful. We're just, eventually mutating multiple things and just getting so many effects off of the one card that you are just... It's that snowball effect.
Yeah.
You just end up having like 14 permanents on the battlefield, and your opponent's like, "Were you even playing the same game?"
Yeah. But you forget that I'm playing a Phoenix deck up against you, so I'm going to have like 3 Phoenixes in play by turn 4. You know that, right? You may have one card that snowballs. I have to cast 3 cards that allows me to snowball against you. So yeah, we're playing Izzet Phoenix, one of the decks that is near and dear to both of our hearts, but I definitely love the standard version. When it was really good, I played that a ton right when the new format came out. If anybody remembers like GP New Jersey, where my brother took second, where he was just playing like red-white mythics. I was playing Izzet Phoenix there. Before that Pro Tour, that got dominated by red-white aggro in a huge response to Izzet Phoenix, because that was a deck people expected to play a lot, and that was a heinous matchup. You couldn't beat a Danto Vanguard.
No red deck could beat Vanguard.
No. But luckily that card's not in the metagame. Unfortunately, we've lost a lot with the Izzet deck, but we have gained a very powerful card in Riley the Everwise, or Rael the Everwise. Just an absurd combo with Cathartic Reunion, just being able to 2-mana discard 2 cards, draw 5 cards, or Channeled Force, which we're playing a couple of, where you can just go the 3-drop and then just turn 4 Channeled Force, maybe at your end step, so discard 5 cards, draw 10. So these are insanely powerful effects. The problem is it's just a very vulnerable creature. But in this matchup, you don't have a ton of ways to interact with it, so it should be pretty interesting.
And the metagame as a whole has been removal light for the last month or so, and that might not be the case in 2 weeks, but it will probably still be the case for the next week. Because they're not going to completely redesign everything from scratch because you don't have a target in your head. They're going to take some decks, make some adjustments, but they're not going to be huge adjustments, and you're going to see a somewhat continuous link from the previous metagame to the current one, even though they're going to end up being quite different.
So what you're saying is Izzet Phoenix is going to be a great choice to ladder up this weekend?
Maybe.
Let's go. And we're going to find out.
Marbles.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, we need the marbles over here. We're playing for them.
For your sake,
Yeah, I've never been more comfortable putting the marbles in a deck than in... Just kidding. This deck is... I'm not that comfortable with it. How's your hand? Mine is interesting.
Santa's just all mana.
Okay.
Just like in
7 lands? That's not great. Should probably mulligan then.
I think I should mulligan. It's just like a bunch of gooses and just... I'm going to have mana, but I just have no threats.
Yeah. Well, you are kind of a loose goose, so, that makes sense.
I am indeed a loose goose.
Do you remember, I believe it was a whole team?
I was on that team.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
This was in, this was Vancouver? Yeah,
Okay.
This was Vancouver. And this was the weekend where BBD started calling everything Tight Goose.
Yeah.
And it called our team Tight Goose. And then I meant to write a Tight Goose on the form when it was like, what team are you on? And I accidentally wrote Loose Goose. I wasn't paying attention. And then I told them, and then Brian just starts laughing.
You are such a loose goose.
So I'm literally a loose goose. I was the only member of Team Loose Goose that weekend.
Yes. Okay, all right. Oh, Brian. Brian's so funny. Too good. Rob, do you got a question for us while he shuffles?
Never live that down.
You shouldn't.
Aside from what we've seen today, are there any other cards you feel that could break out now that there's no Fires of Invention or Age No Treachery in the format?
Yeah. So I think Luminous Broodmoth is a card that has some hope. Cards that are going to get better. Nissa. I think Nissa is going to come back. And Embercleave and Torbran. That part of Mono Red I think is going to be better. And my personal hope is Loxodon, Venerated Loxodon. I think there's a chance for that card. I don't know necessarily what makes it better, what makes it worse, but if Venerated Loxodon decks beat down on Team Reclamation. So if you're looking to answer that, I could see it being good. Maybe even put into Martyr Knights. Now that we don't want to play Lurrus, we can up what we play a little bit. Maybe throw in some Loxodons,
I love all of those cards.
Yeah.
And I hope they're all great.
Yep, let's try it. That would be my guess, but that's just a loose guess. That's a loose goose of a guess,
Yes.
yeah.
I'll start on a breeding pool.
All right, I got a mountain and I'll pass to you.
Castle Garenbrig, Paradise Druid.
Okay.
You're up.
All right. Let's go with we'll go with the Sprite Dragon. Hit you for one.
I'm a 19.
Your go.
I will mutate Pouncing Shore Shark and bounce the Sprite Dragon.
Okay.
This thing is Flash. I shouldn't have done that. That's the turn. I forgot that thing had Flash.
Yeah.
You're up.
That is pretty brutal for me. And you're putting it on top?
Yeah, I want this
Okay.
to be a 4/3 so it doesn't die to shock.
That makes sense to me. Well, now every mutate is going to bounce stuff, so I have to be wary about what I do here. So I think it's time to just start getting some value going instead of replaying a creature here. So with that being the case, let's Reunion, discarding...
2 Phoenixes.
No, sadly not. 1 Sprite Dragon and 1 Maximize Velocity.
Yep.
Draw 3. And then I'm just going to play a Temple, Scry, and put this land to the bottom. Here you go. Now for the real-life mutates. We haven't had a good, a great mutate deck anyways.
I'm going to shock to 17.
Okay.
And I'm going to make 6 green with the castle.
Okay.
And then let's get an Auspicious Sterix mutated here
Okay.
on the top. So it's a 6/6.
Okay.
And this is mutated twice, so I get to reveal the top 2. Or exile the top X.
Yep. So X is the number of times this creature. Yep. So you can play both of those.
Yeah,
essentially.
put them on a battlefield.
Yeah.
So I get another 6/6 and an island.
Yeah, that seems good.
That seems really good. People are doing this?
Yeah.
We're allowed to do this? Oh, here go.
All right. Yeah, that's quite strong.
Now I have 2 6/6s. Nice cathartic reunion, dingus.
Yeah. That's not great. Well, I will channel the force, discarding 6 cards.
Okay.
All right, draw 6. 4, 5, 6, and then pass to you. Yeah, it's absurd. Hitting another huge creature there was pretty rough for me. But now we did get a bunch of spells in our yard.
Okay, let's put this on the bottom.
Okay.
So it's still a 6/6.
Yep.
So
So you search for a land
I'm gonna
and
search for a land
that.
first, I guess.
Okay.
So I got a basic. We'll go forest, and then I will trigger the Sterix.
Okay. Something good on top? We hope not.
I mean, even if it's a land, I can just put the Umori in my hand.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's probably the best case scenario for Corey.
Okay.
And then I'll attack for 6.
All right. 14.
You can go.
All right. Well, our hand was not great after what we discarded and stuff, but hopefully we can still do some good here. Let's start with an opt.
Yep.
Don't want to land. Bottom. Draw. Reunion, discarding a Phoenix and a island. Draw 3.
Yep. Not 2 Phoenixes. That's good.
Yeah. Ooh. Well, that was insane. Land. I'm pretty sure I got 6. We'll count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Deal 8 to that. Get a Phoenix back. And beatdowns or not. I think I'm going to hold this one back and pass to you. Play some defense if you have another giant mutate.
You have how many cards in it?
5. All right. Put it into your hand and play it. All right.
I will put it into my hand.
Okay. I bet you can't use castle mana to put into your hand, huh?
Correct.
Because it's not generic.
Yeah, and then I'll play it.
All right.
Name creature.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
All right.
Small things, but the Sterix and the Greathorn should be exiled from the Blitz as well.
Sure. From the
Blitz.
Yeah, Blitz exile.
Oh, sure. Yep.
Thank you, Rob.
Thanks, Rob. I'm gonna play Riley. And then I'm going to maximize velocity it, discarding a land, draw a card for discarding.
How big is that?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's a 9/4 with haste. I'll attack.
I'll go to 5.
Oh, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so you're down to 5. Interesting. All right, and then I'll play a Steam Vents tapped and pass to you.
You have 4 in hand now?
I have 4, yep. Yeah, Blitz is a card that this deck definitely needed.
Yeah, historically,
awesome.
Izzet does not deal well with large creatures.
Yeah, Lava Coil was like all they had, and Beacon Bolt, or Kevin Bacon Bolt as I like to call it. But oh, is it Phoenix? Just too fun. And this is definitely just a loose version of Izzet Phoenix, that's for sure. Who knows if this deck is in its final form or if it even is worth trying to get to a final form, but it's definitely worth trying, I think.
You have 4 in hand, you said?
I have 4, yep.
Okay. I'm going to mutate here and bounce the Rael.
Okay.
Then I will attack for 8.
All right, I'll take it.
Brings you to 6.
Yep.
And I'll play an Arboreal Grazer
Okay.
and pass the turn.
All right. Arboreal Grazer, huh? On top. It's probably a decent one. So I could attack, make you block with Grazer. It's maybe not super important. I think I'd rather have the ability to block be more relevant right now. So let's go with...
Say Crackling Drake.
Maybe.
Feels like a Crackling Drake.
God Eternal Kefnet. Remember?
Sure.
I'll pass to you.
So clearly leaving up some sort of interaction here.
You know what? Maybe I have to just do this while you're tapped out. I think I have to kill this. Because I can't let you bounce something.
Yeah, I thought that would have been obvious. But
Sorry.
I guess not.
This is a matchup that, believe it or not, I've not tested a ton. The old Izzet Phoenix versus Simic Mutate in Standard.
Yeah, I'm dead.
Yeah.
So, Corey, real quick about the end of that game. Chad had a question on that turn why you didn't blitz the Arboreal Grazer and then attack and shock for the win.
Just in case he had Brazen Borrower. Brazen Borrower and I'm just wrecked, but I could have just went for it. But maybe that's better.
Maybe,
yeah. But
yeah. Just
Chad was just thinking you punted, so I figured you had a reason.
Yeah, no, that's what I was trying to play around was Brazen Borrower. Thought about it, but decided to play it safe. Maybe it was too safe though, because that deck mutates on your turn a lot, and I'm not even positive you main deck the Brazen Borrowers, but yeah,
I do not.
Okay, well then I should have went
It
for
was
it.
Really what's the 4-mana spell? Like Channeled by Force or
Channeled Force.
Channeled Force? Yeah, because not only was that a removal spell, it also set up your blitzes.
Yeah.
So I thought I was fine because you were going to take a while to actually get things
Have
in
a
your
setup
graveyard.
turn. Yep.
But
Yep.
the channel being both a removal spell and a way to set up the later removal spells is really critical in you being able to interact profitably. And once that happened, I just don't really have any other recourse.
Yeah, and I had the 3-drop to be able to play the Everwise, but with you putting the Pouncing Shark on, it was just way too obvious that you were going to bounce my only creature. It was going to be a bad tempo swing for me. So otherwise it would have just been insane, right? Discard 6, draw 12.
Yeah.
What do you say? I think we got a lot of time. Do you want to do 2 pre and then we can go to post board after this, kind of stretch this out?
Sure.
We got some extra time, and hopefully we got some extra questions from Rob.
Not at the moment. We got just a few questions about some small things that happened in the game. Like why didn't you keep the Paradise Druid untapped to let your creature keep hexproof in the beginning of that game?
Well, I thought I needed the extra body, and I needed to out-tempo Corey, because otherwise, eventually I'm going to run out of bounce effects, and the Rael's going to stick, and he's going to draw a bunch of cards, and it's just not going to matter. So I just needed to take a risk, I thought.
Yep, that's fair. And yeah, you could have waited with the flash on the shark, but then if you do that and I shock in response, sure, you get a 4/3 shark, but you don't get to bounce anything, you know? And that would have been a nightmare because I had the shock and another Sprite Dragon, so I think I was just going to Sprite Dragon on turn 3, double attack. If you go for that, then I get to shock. You just have a 4/3 shark, and then I have 2 2/2s coming at you, so I think that makes sense. Get your value while you can.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, this hand looks great.
Okay. I don't like that. 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it's not insane, but I'll keep it.
Okay. Breeding pool, go.
All right. I will go with a Temple, Scry, bottom, go.
Forest, Polywog, Symbiote.
All right.
You're up.
We're polywogging. Okay, well, I got two choices as plays this turn. One of these two. I think I just need to draw a bunch of cards. I'm afraid of that, so I want to try to find ways to deal with it. So I'm going to reunion, discard an Arclight Phoenix, and not another one, unfortunately, and a Temple. We don't really need the mana fixing. Draw 3 cards. All right, pass to you.
Attack for 1.
Beats. Okay. 19.
Pick up my Umori.
All right.
You're up.
Okay. Well, this could work out badly, but I think I want to get this down. I'll pass to you. So ever wise.
Place. Oh no, that doesn't work because I've drawn all forests.
All right. All right.
Well, can't double spell with this.
Okay.
So I guess I will just bounce your Rael and get in. I get to draw a card and discard a card though.
Yep. Draw and discard.
Discard a forest.
Okay.
And attack for 4.
All right. I will go to 15.
You can go.
I kind of figured that was going to happen, but I think it was still worth the shot here. All right. So let's start with Opt. Scry. It's not a bad one. Pretty tough to not keep an Opt here. Yeah, okay. I'll keep the Opt. Opt again.
Yep.
It's another interesting one. Yep. Yeah, we'll keep that one as I think. Maybe I don't want this one. Yeah, we'll bottom this one. That one's close. That one's definitely close to wanting, but yeah, I wish I would have kept it.
Shocking upstairs, or
might be. Yeah,
oh, this is your turn 4, I guess.
I can play a land. Yep.
Yeah.
So shock upstairs.
I'm at 18. Well, I'm happy to see that instead of land blitz, which would have been a nightmare.
Yep, that would have been good. Now the question is, do I want to hold it back or not? I think it's going to get bounced regardless. I might as well get in there.
Okay, 15 all.
Pass to you.
Guess there's no reason not to just make 6 green and have 1 floating when I do this.
Okay.
Because I'm going to have to tap 5 anyway. So
Okay.
green for creatures floating. Yeah, bounce that, and
Okay.
I get 2 cards.
Alrighty.
Shore Shark and Forest.
Okay.
And
Pretty good and scary.
if that was an island, I could have played this up. Oh, and I get to loot.
And loot. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, I'll discard a forest. I'll use the green floating to play Paradise Druid. Get
Okay.
paid off. Attack for 6.
Down to 9.
Pass the turn.
All right. Well, this is trouble. I wanted to play Riley and be able to play something else, but it's just not going to be that kind of game anymore. So, or I wanted to play Riley and Cathartic Reunion to draw a ton of cards, but it's just not about that anymore. So we'll discard these 2. Draw 3.
Yep. So we're up to 5 spells in graveyards.
Yep.
Still 1 short of being able to blitz down the Sterix.
Yep. This is going to be trouble.
This is probably Starix. Does that have any stars on it? Is that a thing?
Well, I'm pretty sure I'm just dead, but we're going to double shock this one. Put a land into play tapped, and pass to you. Or do we attack 6, 7, 8? I'll die if I do, but I'm probably dead either way, so.
So
we drew him just a little bit too late.
Yeah. This makes 6 green for creatures.
Okay.
Then I can go to 5 green and play a symbiote.
Okay.
Then I can go to 1 green and mutate Asterix.
Okay.
So I'm going to get to put the top 6 cards onto the battlefield and bounce that.
Yep. Okay.
Get a food.
And you get to scry it.
Scry. Put that on the bottom. I also loot twice.
Yep. Yeah, when this deck goes, it goes.
Chat's telling me apparently the looting should take place first since it's a cast trigger.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. Sure, whatever.
Yeah, sure, whatever has been called by Ross.
So I have a green floating.
Yeah, I'm dead.
And then I will, but it's just for creatures. So then I'll just gem raise this, so I have 10.
Okay. Oh, you stacked it wrong. That's only 2. Gonna owe whatever that to, Ross?
Yep.
Okay. Yep, and that was a brutal one. I felt like I was 1 turn away. If I was able to go Riley on turn 5 plus Cathartic Reunion, and then the next turn to answer all your things, I think I would have had a lot better chance. But just being on the draw there, that was kind of impossible.
And maybe if I don't hit the Shore Shark or some other big creature off those first 2 hits from Sterix, then maybe you do have that luxury of being able to sort of take that turn off.
Maybe.
But as is, you're just under too much pressure.
All right, we'll see what kind of interaction we can get. I just have a feeling Aether Gust against a Mutate deck is what we were screaming from the rooftops right when the set came out. Mutate ended up kind of being a bust. You know, this is probably the first good deck that has came out, but best believe I got Aether Gust, and we're going to try that out. So we're going to take a short break, and then we'll be right back with Sideboarding here with Izzet Phoenix up against Simic Mutate. All right, everybody, welcome back to Versus Live. We are Sideboarding here with Izzet Phoenix up against Simic Mutate, a matchup that is as old as time. We've all played against this hundreds of times. This is very much stock 2020 magic right here. All right, not really.
As
This
Richard
is
Garfield intended.
Exactly. No, these are 2 decks that are kind of, obscure-ish a little bit, but decks that may have a future as well as, for sure the Simic deck. That has actually just proven itself to be a good fringe deck that was always kind of on the outside looking in. But now with this big shakeup, we take everything into question again. Izzet Phoenix being one of them is something I always try to take into question because it's just my favorite deck. So we're giving that a shot, but I don't have as much faith in it. But so far, it's looked decent. It's, at least in this matchup, who knows, the broad spectrum, maybe control and stuff like that. But I'd like to see Bant Ramp deal with bringing back a bunch of Phoenixes. Like, that's not going to be easy.
ECD or Phoenix.
Yeah, but ECD is
a little slow.
And it doesn't get blinked by Yorion like it would before, which would just shut this deck down. So there's hope, but yeah, it still could be bad. I'm taking on 2 Aggro Bolus, already pretty questionable on this card in general since we have a decent amount of creatures, and it's just too slow. This is not a value game. This is definitely a value card. So easy takeout there. And then it's not really, whenever I played more of a controlling route, it's not really about get you moments, Maximize velocity, quite good with Crackling Drake, quite good with Riley the Everwise. And the altitude, not great against Grazer, I guess, you're taking it out, but you do have a decent amount of flyers, so we'll be taking that out for Aether Gust, seems insane, and then just 2 more great removal spells, number 4 on this, and our first Kevin Bacon Bolt.
Yeah, notably, the maximized cards are also very bad against pouncing Shore Shark. So.
Yep.
And
100%.
Now I've got some petty thefts too.
Yep.
My plan in this matchup is to just bring in individually powerful threats, so I'm not going all in on the mutate cards as much because you're going to have good interaction, mostly Aether Gust. So Questing Beast, Shifting Ceratops, both just force a Blitz of the Thunder Raptor, and Shifting Ceratops even dodges Beacon Bolt and what's the 4-mana one again?
Channel Force.
Yeah, Channel Force. So
you don't know the standard staple Channel Force?
Can also, block down Rael regardless of how big it gets, block down Sprite Dragon regardless of how big it gets. It blocks Arclight Phoenix, so it matches up really well against all of your creatures.
It does, yeah.
Can't get Aether Gusted once it's on the battlefield. So basically you either gusting it on the stack and then Blitz are your only ways of interacting with it. And then
we're going wide. Yeah.
And your blitzes are really taxed now. Questing Beast is a card that you've got to kill. Brazen Bar gives me a little bit more interaction. I definitely need to just keep your threats off balance so I can put pressure on you.
Yep.
And especially just keeping Rael off the battlefield with the kind of nutty things that it can do. Gem Razors are our weakest mutate creature, just don't have targets for it.
Yep.
It's an easy one to cut. And then because I'm coming off of this mutate plan a little bit, I'm cutting some of the weaker creatures that we play as mutate enablers, a couple grazers, the one main Nyx serpent. You do have some multicolored things that it blocks, but it dies to shock a lot of the time.
Shock's a big thing.
That's a big problem. I just don't want creatures that are dying to shock.
I like it. And both of our plans are pretty similar, right? Like, try to keep you off your one super powerful thing you're doing. For me, it's Rael, and for you, it's just like the Strix, so trying
Voltroning up.
Yeah, Voltroning up, and then just try to maximize some pressure. So we're both going to be kind of doing the same thing. So whenever your game plans kind of line up like that, the play becomes very important, and I think that is going to be the case, and that has been the case so far. Or I guess I did win on the draw the first game, but it'd be tougher. If I was on the play for that last game, I think it would have been a much different thing. I just would have had 5 different cards, so. Yeah,
that one turn
is quite important. So I'll be on the play here. We are 1-1. We are likely stretching this one to a best of 5. It's 2 decks that are jamming since we got some extra time. So we'll just have a quick 2-0 for Phoenix and then just walk away with my marbles held high.
Sure.
Sure. All right, I'm going to go first.
Whatever you want, Corey.
All right, I'd like you to mulligan to 3 then, please.
Oh, I'm going to mulligan to 6. All
right.
Actually, I think this hand is keepable.
Okay. I'm going to keep this as well. It's not insane, but definitely a keeper. All right, your go.
I have a temple.
All right.
I will bottom that land.
I will opt. A land right now. We do want to land at some point, but we don't want to get flooded, so I think it's safe to go like this. That was a decent draw. Let's get the beats. Boom.
19.
Your turn.
Paradise Druid.
Okay.
You're up.
All right. So let's start with. I think I want to just start with this. Go with an opt. 1 counter here. I think that card is fine to keep. Yeah, we'll keep this one. Attack for 2.
I'm at 17.
And I'll play a Temple, Scry. I think I'm gonna bottom this one. This one's really close, but no, I'm gonna actually keep this one. Yep. Okay.
Deck.
Okay.
Pick it up.
All right.
Don't want to get my druid shocked, so I'll just pass.
All right. I like that.
So it would have been a nice turn to cast the Umori.
That would have been, yeah. I mean, you were definitely nerfed on that regard for sure. Let's go with the beatdowns.
15.
All right, I will take 2.
You're at 18.
Play old Crackles. Remember him? All right, your go. The old Crackles.
Ooh. I'll make 6 green and turn this into a 6/6.
Okay.
Get a questing beast. That's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
Attack for 4.
All right, 14.
You can go. Now I have 10 power on the battlefield. That's pretty good.
Ah, that is good.
You're up.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that was disgusting. That's brutal. Let's see what we can do. Well, ugh. It's all bad. It's all bad, I tell you.
I felt really bad about this game, and it just turned around so quickly.
So quickly, yeah. The random flip is always quite busted. All right, so we're going to play Thrill and discard. I have to discard this. So discard this.
Yeah.
Draw 2.
So now a Blitz would be really good. Kill the Questing Beast. Then you'd have a 9-point attack.
Yeah.
Probably just attack me to 6 and say, kill me.
So we drew a good one as well here. What do we want more? All right. I'm going to Aether Gust the Strix.
I will put it on bottom.
Okay. Then I'll attack for 9.
Yep. I'm at 6.
Your go. And we had our other play lined up, but drawing the Gust there was quite good. And now this has been a swingy couple of turns.
Yep. Now I'm pretty dead.
Yeah.
I've just drawn nothing but lands and Strixes this game. I kept 5 lands, Paradise Druid Strix.
Yeah.
And every one of my draw steps has been a land or a Strix.
I like it.
So I'm not sure. I guess if we hit the Endrace Forerunners, we just win.
Yeah. Ah, that would suck. Don't do me like that. Yeah, stretch it out.
Oh,
Slam it. Oh,
perfect. How can you beat a 3/4?
You're not dead yet, are you? Oh, yeah, you're dead.
Yeah, I'm at 6.
But I get to do something really, really cool. I get to be the Mutate deck. Aether Gust you.
Yeah,
I had the Blitz lined up.
Yeah.
With the Thrill, but then drew Gust. I figured Gust was just better there at the tempo swing, but yeah, we had some gas in the tank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I guess
Old Crackling Drake winning a game of Magic here. What is it? 2000 or 2018? It's about when that card won a game of Magic, I feel. This guy, it didn't see play last year at all, right?
not really.
Yeah.
There was a brief window when people played Izzet Phoenix again, but Kraken Drake was a small part of it.
Yep. And I tried during the previous season, and I actually, like, when people were screwing around, and trying all these off-the-wall things, it looked great, but then people play removal and whatnot, and it looks a lot worse.
Yeah.
But
If I'd gotten to play that Umori on turn 3, though,
yeah,
the game could have been very different.
For sure. I mean, that's another circumstance where the companion nerf rule was devastating. Absolutely devastating. I haven't been playing companions the last 2 rounds, so it really hasn't affected my side that much. But
Nope.
Your aggressive decks here, it's been rough. And my Yorion deck, that one we can't really judge because that's not a matchup where Yorion would be good anyways. From the Azorius control side, you just never have time for that.
Yeah.
So so far, companions have been a bust so far.
Just think about that game. Like, I was attacking for 6 on that last turn.
Yeah.
And that puts you to 8. If I played Umori instead of putting it in my hand, that's 8 damage.
Yeah, I would have had
2
to
more turns.
interact on turn 4 instead of play Crackling Drake.
Or you'd have had to leave a creature back there.
Yeah, exactly.
Trade.
Either way, it would not be our winning recipe.
Yeah.
So right there, for sure, lost because of it. Come on, that deck looks great. Or that hand looks great. I'll be sneeping this one. Oh, baby, Izzet Phoenix is coming back.
So Corey, on the construction of this Phoenix deck in the original 60, you have 2 Augur Bolts. Why play like Augur Bolts instead of something like Anticipate?
Well, Anticipate, I think, is just a super, super bad card. I just wanted another, like, value card, but I think for sure it's the worst card in the deck. So I could even see Crackling Drake being played more. So far with how the Blitz looked, more of that. The 4th one that's in the sideboard. Cut the Bolus, Augur Bolus. We already played too many creatures, so I think that's a good recognizing from whoever saw that it's just not good enough. I mostly just didn't know what to put in the place, and I think with how Blitz has been, even in this matchup, but the fact that you can hit Planeswalkers too, so it's going to be good in basically every matchup, just play 4 of that card. I think it seems awesome, so yeah. But yeah, I think they're bad as well, so good call. Is it a good one?
No. It's heinous. It's another 5-lander.
On a mulligan, though.
And the 2 spells cost 12 mana. I'm just not winning a game where my first play is turn 4 shifting Ceratops.
Quick,
your
let's sneak
first
him a
play
show
would've
and
been
tell.
Put Umori into your hand.
Granted, I can scry. If I scry to an accelerant, this hand's not the worst.
Yeah.
I mean, but the problem is, like, do I put the Forerunners on the bottom? Because this, like, I'm almost never
so.
casting the card.
Probably, but then you have so much lands. Yeah, that's brutal.
Obviously, I have Paradise Druid on top, but then a second Forerunner. So
Okay. Oh no, Paradise Druid on top.
that would have been a really awkward sequence of draws where I'm like, oh, I ripped the Paradise Druid. We're doing it.
Yeah.
Like, let's draw something to do here.
Yeah.
And then I just draw the Forerunner.
And that would have been just a head down Ross moment, which honestly is my favorite. You know, whenever Ross is just. You can just visibly tell that you just drew the third or fourth of something in your hand. Like, that's what I just get to sit up in my chair, do a little dance, you know, celebrate.
That said, I would have had a hand that was 5 lands, and then I'm drawing a Paradise Druid. I would have been reasonably close to just casting it on curve.
Yeah.
Maybe that would have been a good draw.
If you would have known that card is on top, you for sure should have kept that hand. But if it's anything other than Paradise Druid, your hand is so bad. I guess a Grazer would be okay. But do you got a question here? Well, we got. Oh, first let's get some 4chants in chat. Some 4chants, please.
Yeah. Also, did you give any thought to like Goblin Electromancer, or is that just too synergistic? I guess.
Yeah, I just don't like Goblin Electromancer. I don't think you wanted to be all in on the Izzet Phoenix, the actual Arclight Phoenix draw, and that's what Goblin Electromancer does. I feel like Electromancer is the Riley spot. You know, I wanted to play Sprite Dragon as an early aggressor. So I thought about Electromancer and I thought it was bad, but it could be okay. All right. Is that one better?
It's not good.
Okay.
I think I made a mistake trimming any number of Grazers.
Yeah, that could be. All right, I will scry. Well, this gives us a game plan. Let's try it. Sure.
You kept a hand that didn't have a game plan?
That gave us a specific game plan, I should say.
Well, I drew Paradise Druid, and that was the best possible.
Okay. Scary. I'll attack for 1.
I'm at 19.
Here you go.
I will Rampant Growth and make this a 3/4 so it
Okay.
doesn't get shocked.
Good call. Good call.
I'll get a Forest.
All right.
You're up.
Sprite Dragon number 2. And I'll take 2. Opt.
So you're at 18. I'm going to end up at 15.
Yes. Right. Do we want that? So you're going to be at 15. It's a close one. I think we probably keep this. Yeah, I'll keep it. Attack for 4.
Yep.
Your go.
I will shock to 13.
Okay. This was my game plan, was the second sprite. Yeah, get that Umori into your hand. All right.
Just opt in the graveyard.
Just an opt, yep.
Okay. Bounce a sprite and attack for 4.
Bounce a sprite, attack for 4. Okay.
Giving me 3 toughness makes
And you get a basic land.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So giving it 3 toughness makes this worse against Blitz and other things, but better against Gust.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to be... Yeah, but I think I need the damage. Because if I put you to... I need to put you to 14.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So bring you to 14. You can go.
Okay. And you're at 13, huh?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I can't really replay the Sprite Dragon if I want to be trying to deal with this shark. So let's do that.
You bounce both, right? Because it's mutated twice.
It's not number of times it's mutated.
Remember this
when it
creature
mutates.
Whenever this creature mutates, you may return. Yep.
Yeah, you need to have multiple sharks to get multiple bounces. There.
Yep. So if you had 2 pouncing sharks, then you would get them both. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna start with Shock and Kevin Bacon Bolt there.
That kills a 4 toughness thing regardless.
Yep.
So
all right, and then attack for 4.
I'm at 9.
Here you go. No land, but that's okay.
Oh my god. Just every draw I have is the most awkward possible.
So Simic Mutate is going to be your new favorite deck?
Attack you for 4.
QB, yep.
You're at 10.
All right.
You're up.
All right. You are... All right. I'm going to go with Sprite Dragon. Thrill, discarding Thrill. 4, draw 2, and shock you to the face. Kaboom! Put you to 7, then attack for 6, 7, 8, 9. Not bad, not bad.
Yeah, the fast Sprite Dragon draws are tough for me. I just don't have much interaction.
Yeah.
So I need to get my game plan online quickly, but mulligan to 5 is going to stop that pretty easily, I think.
And that's the one thing, and we'll definitely have time to play a pity game here, but I'll be putting these back. But the one thing that Izzet Phoenix always kind of struggled with is always very, very one-dimensional, right? Like, it is doing its one thing. So even Graveyard Hate was really good against it because you almost always had to... deal with Arclight Phoenixes in some regard. Crackling Drake was the plan B, but it just wasn't great. But now with Sprite Dragon, it's an actual good plan B. So the decks where you need to be really fast, you kind of focus on that. And of course, the draws where you get to bring back multiple Arclight Phoenixes on turn 4 is usually the line. Turn 3, it's possible, but it's pretty unlikely. You need opt-op shock or whatever, But turn 4 is pretty consistent that you can bring back 1. Probably 1.5 as the line or something. But having that different area of attack with Sprite Dragon, I think, gives this deck hope. And like Terramander, I think, is terrible. I don't think that card. Sorry.
Hey. We don't speak ill of Terramander on this show.
All right. But I'm saying nice things about Izzet Phoenix, so it evens out, right?
No. Love me some Terramander.
All right. It's bad.
Love me some Terramander.
It's bad. But I wanted to play something like that, but you can't go too much in that lane. I think you'd have to choose between like Terramander and Riley.
Sam would be perfectly fine, but I'll of course have 3 blue sources.
Ross found his new favorite deck. Yeah, I'll keep mine. It's not great, but I'll keep mine. It's the one biggest downgrade for this deck, though, is this is not a Sulphur's Falls anymore. That's brutal, but you just have to. The mana base is so bad with just Steam Vents.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just the price of fame, but your turn 1 temples are still fine. You often want to save your 1-mana spells anyway for that quick Phoenix turn. Yeah,
except, like against an aggro deck where you want to hold up Shock or something, but that's not that much equity that you're losing, Yeah.
But when you draw it on like turn 4, when you need that 4th land so you can triple spell, it's a huge tilt.
Oh, yeah. It is a temple of, you guessed it, tilt.
So, Ross, Chet really wants to know if you would think about bringing your Gem Razors back in as blockers in this matchup.
No.
They do have reach, right? Yeah. It's interesting. I had a Brazen Borrower, or in the match I lost in the Arena Open, they had a Brazen Borrower with a Gem Razor on top, and I agent it, stole it, and I'm like, okay, all right, I can block their flyer, or I can block their ground creature because it's a Gem Razor now, but then totally got destroyed because of the Brazen Borrower's claws. I lost that game, believe it or not.
Okay. Play a temple. Keep. You're up.
All right, temple. Do I want this land? No, I don't think so. So you're up.
Grazer, put in castle.
Okay.
Hero.
We be grazing. All right. I'm going to take 2.
18.
And your go. Yeah. All right.
Attack for 3.
The 3 beatdowns. Okay, I'm at 15.
You can go.
End step. I will go with Thrill. Discard a Phoenix. 1, 2. Untap. Draw. I'm going to scry. Put that on the bottom. Don't want another land. We got 7 cards. I'll pass to you.
Attack for 3.
Sure. 12.
You're 12. Or, yeah, you're
12, yep.
Let me get this.
Okay.
You're up.
Oh, Aether Gust.
Put it on the bottom.
Okay. Untap. All right, Crackle a Clock. Here you go. Ready to be it?
Yep.
Okay.
Not going to be, look, the card advantage is just going to happen. I
Yep.
need to play a tempo game here. I will shock,
Okay.
play Umori, name creature,
Okay.
and pass the turn.
All right, you're at 18, right? Yep. Shocked in leads me to believe you have. Okay.
It's on board, Corey.
Leads me to believe I can't read.
On board.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go with. Oh, this is gonna be kind of sweet. Shock. Does that resolve?
Yeah.
Okay. Blitz.
Give another shock.
Exiled. Yeah, good play. Shock you.
16.
16. I guess I shouldn't have said that'd be cool. Attack.
13.
And I got a Temple. Scry. Land on the bottom. Pass to you.
Temple.
Okay.
Land on the bottom.
Okay.
Grazer.
Oh, yeah, the green mulligan.
You're up.
All right.
Yeah, I board 2 out, never draw them.
Yeah.
Bring them back in, draw 2 of them.
Yes.
Just classic.
Just classic. Okay, I'm going to play the old Crackles and Beatdowns.
I will go to 10.
Your go.
End of turn, Brazen Borrower.
Okay.
End of turn, Petty Theft the Drake.
All right.
Attack for 3.
I'll blitz it.
You can go.
All right. I will give the Beatdowns.
I will go to 7.
Okay. Crackles.
Yep.
Land tapped and pass to you.
End of turn, Brazen Borrower.
Yep.
Shifting Ceratops.
I will gust that.
How big is the Drake?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7, 4.
You have 3 in hand?
Yep. got to be good enough to keep, I would imagine, but...
Yeah.
All right. All right, draw. All right, I will start with Opt. I'll put Crackles to the bottom. Now let's go with Reunion. Discard Phoenix and Sprite Drake. Draw 3. 1, 2, 3. Is this good? Is this good? And then I will go with... All right, how about just Blitz that, Shock that, Phoenix, and go for Gusto. Yeah. Phoenix is back. Or there's a good matchup, one of the two. Or you're also drawing like crap. So
Yeah.
or a little bit of all the factors.
Triple Blitz, double Gust, triple Shock against my double Brazen Borrower draw.
Yeah.
Also pretty good.
Blitz is impressive. That card is super impressive.
That's a good Magic card.
I think it is, yeah. I mean, it's obviously has to be the right deck, but yeah.
Yeah, when you have a bunch of cheap spells, like that's an
Yeah.
ideal removal spell. I used to play Harvest Pyre in Modern to try to kill big creatures.
Harvest Pyre, what does that even do?
It's like colorless and a red instant. As an additional cost, you exile X cards from your graveyard, and it deals X damage to a creature.
Okay. It's kind of a delve removal spell, essentially.
Yeah, but basically, it just didn't have the keyword delve. I used to use it in standard with in the Jeskai control deck with Boros Reckoner.
Okay.
They would play one Harvest Pyre, 4 Reckoner, and so if the game went really long, they would just set it
hit
up.
the Reckoner.
Kill their own Reckoner for 12.
And then
or
Blasphemous Act just became the better thing to be doing with that, I guess.
But both were around. It was just a different deck. Like Blasphemous Act, you had to be playing cards to make the act cheaper.
Yeah.
Like, Lingering Souls. And they also had Falconwrath Aristocrat to make Indestructible. Just different decks.
Okay.
Reckoner,
Cool.
Reckoner was pretty popular for a while.
It really was. That was part of my time when I was not playing too much, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Then it got really unpopular, and I played Wolfer Silverheart, and it was great.
Okay. All right. Well, I like it. Well, so far, Standard looks different. It looks a little different. There's still some of the same hits we're going to be seeing, but there are decks like this that I think have the possibility to come up. I'm not saying, go hurry up and buy your Arclight Phoenixes and, get ready to test this deck for the Pro Tour, but it is something I wanted people to start thinking about, that we're just not going to make slight changes to all the standard decks that have been around. There are some sleepers like this that have been contained by the power of Agent and by the power of Fires. Fires was probably the worst card for this deck because it's pretty tough to just beat 2 spells during a turn. The ECD copy is super bad for Arclight, so I think this has a chance.
Yeah. Fires just let them overpower you within a relevant time frame.
Exactly. I think that's way better said than what I did. But
my big takeaway is that, the companions, especially the aggressive ones,
they didn't look good.
Yeah, it was the rest of the decks that felt fine. And with the red deck, the fact that I was playing all these 1-drops, they were the worst cards in my deck.
Yeah.
I just wanted to be playing more powerful stuff. And that's when you get into wanting Embercleave and Torbrand.
Yeah.
So it seems to me like if I was just playing that style, which is what you noted, the Seth Manfield style from Worlds, it would have been much better. And that deck would have been good.
I think so.
And then, this Mutate deck, some of my draws didn't cooperate. For sure.
You hit some bad side of the variance there. Whenever I play against someone, they have that Strixen play on turn 4. But Umori was it. That is your curve where you always had a turn 3 Umori if you have Paradise Druid. And that was your worst play. 3 mana, 4/5. Excellent on turn 4, just on rate. And then you're going nuts the next turn.
Yeah, there's a level of inconsistency that gets added when you don't have these companions sitting at that reliable spot on your curve. I remember that was an underrated aspect of what they did. In addition to giving you an extra card, they filled a certain spot on your curve every time.
Yeah.
So you got to play more lands, you got to play less cards in that spot on your curve and more cards in other spots, and your deck became so much more consistent as a result. And if these companions are now not filling that spot on the curve because you have to pay the extra 3 mana, you're going to have to build your decks differently with them, and maybe just just issue them entirely if they're not particularly good.
Yeah.
And so the decks not only get less powerful and access to fewer resources, they also get less consistent.
And when they get less consistent, the biggest concern that I think we've been kind of scared for, and it wasn't even that, I wasn't even super scared for it at this very moment, because I just loved your index, but that was a personal preference, and I know it was not viewed by everybody, but the replayability. And, if decks aren't super consistent, we get back to what Magic should be, in my opinion, and have that good replayability, like where every game is going to be a lot different. And, Companions did not look good. We even spared y'all from Lurrus, and we think Lurrus is going to be hit the most. I think Lurrus is essentially going to be unplayable as your companion. I think it's still going to be a great card. Slap that card into a Mardu Knights deck, slap it into whatever. It's going to be good.
Deck with Venerated Loxodon.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Now you're speaking my language.
We don't have access to Dauntless Bodyguard anymore. That was Dominaria.
That's the card
they're using it in Pioneer, and I've even seen a little bit of it in Modern.
Yeah.
It protects Lyra so well, but yeah, no standard access to that one.
Yeah, like a deck with a Venerated Loxodon beatdown deck with 3 Lurrus just as a good creature, 3 Lurrus, 2 Lurrus, whatever, and have your top out as Loxodon, Venerated Loxodon, and then all 1s and 2 drops, that's still going to be a good card. But paying 3 to put it into your hand when you're a beatdown deck, it's not going to be the same. And you know what? I think Companions, we can all sigh a little bit of relief, because I do not think Companions are as good anymore. And,
not nearly as good.
Magic's going to be back to what we've been playing a lot before,
I was starting to get sick of the repetitiveness of them myself. And, I wanted to get to a point where you can viably play a fair deck that doesn't have a companion.
Yeah.
I think we're going to be there. It's not just going to be companion decks versus decks that are trying to go way over the top with some other synergies. So that's good. I think it's pretty clunky the way they did it, but
But I mean, honestly, kudos to Wizards for recognizing that we weren't necessarily happy. And I say we as the general Magic public wasn't necessarily happy with.
I specifically was upset, and that's why change happened.
Exactly.
The world revolves around me.
Yes, okay. Absolutely. Now and they banned your Lurrus, so take that.
They're jerks.
Yeah.
I hate them all.
But I mean, honestly, kudos to them, because think of how big of a logistical nightmare it is to be like, what this card says is no longer what it does anymore. Everybody has to remember that. And that's a big move to make, to just, after 2.5 months or whatever, to just recognize like, hey, we made a mistake. It was too powerful. It was too good. And I even heard one of the major Wizards guy, I forget his, Dave Humphreys, in an interview when Ikoria came out, he's like, I'm kind of worried about this set. I'm not going to lie. He's like, I am a little uneasy. I hope for the best, but this one does scare me. And, I guarantee Dave was one of the people that was like, well, you know what? I recognized I was a little scared of it. Let's do something about it and make a change. And kudos they did. And we don't have to deal with Agent anymore. And that card sucked. Fires I loved, but...
Agent sucked just because there were so few ways to profitably interact with it. Once it took your thing, it took your thing.
Yeah.
And you're just like, okay.
If it would go away and you get your things back, I think that would be reasonable. Like, there's a tons of different ways that could have made it more enjoyable, but that's not how the card was printed, and we've had it taken care of. I had my good times with Jeskai Luka, so I'm happy that it ended great. But
you always have memories of playing it in your underwear in your apartment,
exactly,
in your house,
and I still have the Yorion. I still have the Yorion preview card now hanging up in my wall, so I will always have the original Ikoria preview season. But anyways, we have talked long enough here. That is about going to do it for our Versus Live today. So let's thank some subs. We'll talk about what we're going to do for Thursday, and then we'll thank some sponsors, and we're out of here. What do you got for us, Rob?
Got a few. Comrade Brain for 4 months.
Okay.
Wickled. Oh, I thought it said Wickle Dragons. Wickle D Games, sorry, for 9 months.
Okay.
Beyond Sadistic for 8 months.
Yes.
Psy90 for 3 months. The Reaper Not for 4 months. Green Mario 777 subscribed for a month. And Shasta 2004 for 17 months. So thank you to all of our
Green
subs.
Mario just Luigi? Wouldn't that be the Green Mario?
Not really. Luigi and Mario are separate people.
Yeah, they're not twins.
That's true. But if Mario just put on a bunch of green, wouldn't it be like to trick your parents in a parent swap kind of thing?
Hold on, Rob. Are you trying to imply that twins aren't separate people?
Well, no. I'm just saying that he's more than just a green.
Yeah, they're
Luigi's
very
more
different.
than just
They
Green
look
Mario.
different.
Yeah.
Luigi's taller and lankier. Mario's a little stockier.
I guess. But you'd think Luigi would be like, hey, you can't wear green. That's my thing. Like,
Yeah, Luigi probably should be mad
yeah.
at this person specifically. So you better watch out.
Yeah, not Mario, just Green Mario 777.
Yes,
Yeah, absolutely.
Luigi's coming for you.
All right. Well, Green Mario's aside, I want to thank you all so much for the subs. We really appreciate that. So what we're looking forward to on Thursday is a show that we already kind of wanted to do, but with the huge announcement, we pushed it back until this time. We want to play some Historic now. We want to play Historic with the new rule change and with the banning of fires and agents, or the suspension, I guess I should say. It's probably going to be banned.
Yeah.
But you know what? I mean, Historic looks awesome. Now a metagame is starting to develop since a lot more people have been playing that, mostly out of their, unenjoyment for Standard during that time. But that did lead to kind of a metagame forming and stuff.
There's been some hype around Historic. People are liking it, so we're going to see what all the fuss is about.
Oh, yeah, and I have one deck in particular that Mateus Leverato has been streaming. You can just guess what it is. What Mateus Leverato would play, and I want to bring that back to Versus Live. So
I have no idea what he would play. Didn't he? He won. I guess he won with Nexus. Okay, so it's got to be a Nexus deck, yeah.
I'm going to be the bad guy and bring it back with all these new toys. So you can look forward to that absolute evilness coming on to Versus Live on Thursday. We're going to be doing some Historic. But before we get out of here, we're going to thank some sponsors. First up, SCG Premium. If you want SCG Premium, you can go to starcitygames.com/join. /join -premium. You can get $7.99, gets you exclusive content to all our writers and video content creators. You also get 5% off sealed products, 10% off singles, and a whopping 15% off any supplies. So subscribe today.
And included in those supplies are, of course, the Ultimate Guard line that we use here on the show. So if you are a premium member, you will get 15% off at checkout when you're getting yourself some of these Katana sleeves.
Yeah, you got to protect your Izzet Phoenix in these Katana sleeves because they're going to go up in price. That's going to be some valuables that we need to put in Katana sleeves here.
I'm not selling my Phoenixes ever anyway, so.
Yeah. Oh, I bought them at 50. You best believe they're 5 now. So Corey, the stock market magic investor
you've been trying
here.
To play Izzet Phoenix in every
I need to get at least half my equity back.
No wonder. Now we're getting to the bottom.
We're getting to the bottom of this, and if we want to get to the bottoms of us, where our bottoms sit, that would be Karnok's chairs. So you can head over to
This is a family show.
Oh, sorry.
It's a family show.
Okay, well, this is what's got our back. How about that? Karnok's gaming chairs. If you want to pick up one, go to karnoks.com/SCG. You can get yourself 10% off one of these awesome gaming chairs that we use on Versus Live.
Yes, and you can also get yourself 10% off of the shirts that we wear on Versus Live, all of which are from Coalesce Apparel. Head on over to coalesceapparel.shop and use the gift code SCG to get that 10% discount applied at checkout. We are both featuring the Bolt U new Izzet shirts from the Ravnica U line. They're eventually going to make them for every guild, I assume. A lot of them are already out, but
these are cool.
These are the newest. They're nice. I'm red. Corey's blue.
And
red
what do you know? I won with an Izzet deck by bolting to the face. It might have been a shock, but we're still counting it. Yeah.
I mean, I sent an explosion to your face to win a game. There's a lot of bolts being sent upstairs.
There was,
of
yeah.
varying sizes.
Exactly. I like it. So if you want to match with your best friend, hop on and get some super cool shirts. But that's going to do it for Versus Live today. I want to thank you all for coming by to check out the new companion nerf, as well as the bannings of cards. Standard looks to have a nice shakeup, which is not only heaven for a player, but heaven for a content creator. Now we got new stuff to do as far as the coming weeks. And that's just right before we have, a new set coming out here very, very shortly.
They come out so fast now.
It's so fast.
They grow up so fast. They grow
up so fast. It was like yesterday. Our companions were just growing up and being thrown into new decks.
They were just blank slips of paper.
Yeah. And now they're gone.
I can't wait to start cutting up more preview cards.
Yes, exactly. Your favorite thing, I imagine. All right, everybody, that's going to do it for Versus Live. So for Corey, Ross, and Rob, we will see you Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern time. Bye-bye.